think I'm in trouble. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Lost in Minecraft. Today we will be continuing our 30-minute adventures, and this time we will be having a look at our Nether Fortress. As you can see, I am just down near where we have the blaze farm. So, without further ado, I think we shall head on into the fortress. As you can see, we're all fully geared, well equipped and ready to go. Plenty of food for health. We have our timer on the screen. So let's go. As you can see, we're coming past where the collection area is for the blaze farm. I took a wrong turn there. I'm supposed to take this little corner. As you can see, it's a tunnel I've taken round to the other side. This is the section I blocked off previously. The big wall to the side is the edge of our blaze farm. We've got some angry blazes down there already. So I think initially we shall have a look in this other direction. Let's just break our way through. Looks like unfortunately all of the cobblestone we used on that section seems to be infested with mites, so we'll just quickly deal with them. So a little change around some items, make sure we've got plenty of cobblestone. Inside of the nether chest we have got several more stacks, so we should not be running out anytime soon. We just need to decide which way we are wanting to head. So as you see, we come down this corridor here, brings us nicely into the starts of the fortress. Putting our little blocks in. Remember, make them 3 blocks high. We are going to be encountering some around there. Some wither skeletons. They are 3 blocks tall, so if you put your blocks there, then they will not be able to chase you. Now we have got a couple of good discoveries already. This makes me nice and happy. Just through there you can see we have got a patch of netherwart. It's very useful for making potions, so we shall pop through and harvest that when we have a moment, just making sure the area is nice and safe. Enemies do have a tendency of just spawning however and whenever they want inside of nether fortresses, so we just need to try and make sure we're not going to get all of a sudden jumped on by lots of nasty. As you can see, there we go, straight away that skeleton's just come out of nowhere. Luckily he's just a normal skeleton, we know how to deal with them. Nice little handy chest here. Saddles are always useful, very difficult items to get hold of. I think what we'll do is make it safe. Make sure we claim as much good stuff as we can. The other advantage of putting up all your blocks like this, one button, is it makes these... got rid of a bit of lag. Yes. Suddenly remembered I have put the... I've been saying for weeks I was going to switch the music off because it's just so random, so there we go. I think I shall fire up some more music around about now. And down the corridor there we can see our first wither skeleton. They're big, they look kind of burnt up and everything, and tend to just wield swords. A regular skeleton as well, we can deal with that. As you can see, they're not too tough. Our nice super powerful bow will deal with them. We've got more skeletons coming around. Coming out from all ends now. As you can see, you do need to have your wits and attention about you when exploring these places. Again, the advantage of putting down these blocks gives us little bits of cover. Ooh, diamond, some horse armour, always useful if we ever get a horse. When in doubt, just dig our way through, make sure everything's all nice and safe. Ooh, armour trim. That is a very good find. Armour trim just allows you to do sort of different decorative touches to your armour. Using the armour trim will consume it, but once you've got one you can in fact make multiple copies of it. I'll probably do a little short video on that at some point. I probably won't put any trim onto this armour, but maybe once we get it upgraded to netherite we can really expand it out. Misplacing, it does happen. We shall just have to see how more misplacing. Have to keep things going. You can see there's more stairs going up, stairs going down, all sorts around this place. More chests, more saddles. I think we're going to have to do a bit of a rejig of our inventory. Unfortunately, all the armours and things, because they take up a single slot, we can't do too much inventory wise for them. But I kind of like taking all the chests, so we've got a stone sword there we can chuck away at some point. There's not much use. Got a couple of bundles with plenty of space in them, so we can shuffle things around. It won't be too bad. And just remember, when sorting out your chest there, use your silk touch pickaxe. Particularly in this point in time, you do not want to lose it. Put it safely back in our bundle. Now this is one of the key ingredients for potions. We've been looking forward to finding some of those. We'll just make sure we're safe down the corridor. The broken walkway. Just be careful, we may come under fire from a distance. Oh, as you can see, when the blaze has spotted us all the way up there, decided to take a few little pot shots. And now we have blaze spawning on the inside as well. A little bit more of an issue for us. Hopefully we can get in and deal with these. Come back around here, block it up. Just have a look up the stairs, make sure there's nothing got to sneak down on us. And it seems a bit of a dead end, a little chamber here. Nothing too drastic. Should not have too many issues. So now we shall get out our axe and start cutting down all this netherwart. It's a prime ingredient for making potions, so the more we can get, the better. We can also grow it in the overworld, but to do this we will need to take some of this soul sand with us. Usually there could be a couple of sections in a fortress where we can get ourselves some netherwart, so we can make sure we get plenty. Make a nice little, probably a nice big patch in the overworld. I think, if I remember rightly, the can be some more blazes. The clerics will trade for netherwart as well, so another good source of emeralds. I think we're doing quite well at exhausting our way around here. We seem to have covered most corridors. I'm just going to head back to where we started. What I'm going to do is cut back to where we have our blaze farm. I cannot remember what I'm on about at the moment. So back to the blaze farm. We'll slap down a couple of double chests and just use this as a nice sort of central dumping ground for any items we don't need. Shuffle around our inventory and such like. Although that'll be quite useful. Frees up some space in both our inventory and our ender chest. Get some more cobblestone out. Replenish what we've used. Hopefully we will not need too much more. I'm a little bit surprised we haven't encountered another blaze spawner yet. We usually can find a couple of those in a fortress. We found the one so far that obviously we've converted into a farm. If I find another one, I think it'll just be a case of shutting it down. Don't necessarily need 2 farms on the go. And if we find them, they're fairly close together. Maybe run a combination kill chamber. See if we can't up our rates a little bit, but we'll deal with that when we get there. So this time around we shall come the other direction. Seems to be taking us outside again, probably onto that larger platform area you can see on the way up. Seems to be quite heavily populated with enemies. Luckily, as long as the arrows hold out, we should do okay. As long as we make sure we don't accidentally hit any of the zombie piglins. They do not like that. We've got a magma cube jumping around for good measure. Haven't encountered too many of those so far in our adventures. They're a bit like slimes, a bit nastier. Drop sort of magma balls. Quite good for XP. Right, speaking of good for XP, this is doing us quite nicely. We've got a ghast in the distance. Let's hope he does not take too much of an interest in us. We've got a few more arrows. Not going to go too far down this direction. Because again, we've got a big group of blazes down there. We can take care of those at range. It's only a couple, so it isn't too bad. Unless they hit us like that. Just take a bit of cover, bit of shelter. And deal with them at range. Do need to keep a good eye on this bow, it's very useful. And again, no more blaze spawners, which is unusual. I've got something in the room over the far side. Because sometimes you get the blaze spawners outside on the little walkways and platforms like this. There does not seem to be too much else out here. Just have a quick dig down, see if there's anything beneath us. Any chambers or anything? Does not look like it. Don't want us digging too far down. And then we've quite a distance up from the lava. I don't want to get carried away. The nether brick breaks very quickly with our upgraded equipment. You can see some of our little travel ways along there. That's what I mean by the cobblestone really stands out nicely in the nether. Really good for waypoints and finding our way about. So I think we'll see if we can't find our way to that little chamber that we saw. See if it's an extra area to investigate. We're just over halfway through our time. I think we're doing quite nicely. Again, just rattling away with our bow. Getting some health back. That's our little passageway back down to our base, or to our way out, sorry. This is where we've been down in the past. Let's carry on to the end, or towards the end. Got a few more blazes down here. Another corridor. At least if you're not too certain about using your bow and arrow, this will get you plenty of practice. Luckily, as long as you don't go too out of the way with your shots, you can reclaim a lot of arrows that you miss with. I think that's a fairly recent addition to the game. I don't remember it being there when I started, but I was very happy when I found out that it was now part of the game. Well, there doesn't seem to be too much else up here, so just to have a quick reset. There's a lot of damaged unenchanted bows we don't really need, so we'll just dump them out of the way. Set up some more blockages. And see what else we can find. There's plenty of quartz down there, so if you are in a desperate need for any experience points or getting any durability back on your mending gear, you can always mine that up. It's actually very good for experience. Also, I have found in the past. A little passageway up and out. We'll stick with where we want to go. We seem to have come out and round the far side of that chamber we were looking at. Again, another dead-end walkway. That's where we want to be. So I think there was a blaze we saw in there. So I think luckily we can just hop over the side and take a wander around. Dig a few bits out of the way. It's a lot easier if we use the correct tool though. Then we'll just break through here and pop in and have a look. This is actually a section we have been to before. So there was something lurking around there, but not anymore. Let's have a look in here. Yes, this is all where we have previously explored. One thing to keep an eye out for with the wither skeletons is that they will, on very rare occasion, drop wither skulls. Wither skulls can be used to summon the boss mob, the wither. I believe you need 3 of them. You set up a little totem using stones, put them all on top and it summons it. Now we have some more netherwart. Let's dig all that up, what we like. But yes, the wither is not a mob to be trifled with. I think once we've got a bit more in the way of netherite armour and such like, we may have a look at poking the angry bears that are the bosses. But the netherite you can only get from the nether, funnily enough, and you use it as a block to upgrade your diamond armour. It's not its own separate set, so you don't have to faff around with extra enchants and such like. You can just upgrade your armour. If I remember rightly, you need some gold ingots, and to go with those iron ingots, gold ingots, I do apologise, to go with the gold ingots you need some ancient debris, which are some very rare materials you can find in and around the nether. They're usually buried quite deep. I think they only spawn in like 1 or 2 items per chunk. If you remember, a chunk is a 16 by 16 area going from top of the world to the bottom of the world, so quite difficult to get. You get ancient debris and you smelt them into the ingots. Once you got those with the gold, you combine it all with a netherite upgrade smithing template, which is a little bit like the trim template we found, but they are a little bit more difficult to find. They can only be found, if I remember correctly, in bastions. Now I was calling this a bastion to begin with, where it is in fact a fortress. So far we have not found ourselves a bastion. Bastions are interesting locations. They do tend to have a lot of very nasty, very angry piglins. They're a little bit difficult to get around on. If I remember rightly, I think there's 4 different variants on them. And they do sometimes include ruined portals. That can always be a useful find to have as well. So I think once we're done here, our nether exploration may lean a little bit more towards finding ourselves some ancient debris and some bastions. I believe the upgrade templates can be copied in a similar way to the trim templates. I'll look forward to that in a future episode. It's just a funny little stairway up that doesn't really lead to anywhere. It does happen every now and then. So I think we are just about done with exploring this fortress. I think we've been just about everywhere we can. There's another skeleton come to say hello. We shall deal with him. Don't think we've had any wither skulls yet. Maybe next time. So now we're just past the 23-minute mark. So I think we're doing quite well for our half-hour adventure. We may just have a little look on the outside again, see what's going on, see if we can stir up any trouble. I'm just going to work our way through first. Again, even though these areas have all been cleared by us several times, there is still always a chance that another mob or 5 could spawn in just when we come around a corner. So always be ready, always be prepared. Say hello to my pointy friend. Yes, I think it is a good time to be thinking about coming to a close. Our inventory is getting rather full again. We've got an angry blaze. A very angry blaze. So I think as... Oh, we've got another weather skeleton coming down, so I think as things are heating up a little bit, let's go see if we can stir up any more trouble. They definitely do seem to be taking offence to our presence in their fortress now. Let's get some more, make sure our gear's alright, and hopefully we have a good number of arrows. Can get our way out, up and out. Still nothing much going on up on this section. Still got quite a few arrows there, it's a good start. A little shuffle around our inventory. So when you're doing things like this, you really realise how important inventory management really is. Just finding our way around, back up, and that's our little area with the lava pit in it. Now we're heading back in the right direction. Let's go past our little cubby hole back down to our exit point. This will take us to the big outside area. Let's have a look. No. There seems to be quite a lot going on out here. Not as many skeletons, but that is a lot of blazes. That's an awful lot of blazes. I think we could be in a little bit of trouble here. The real trick is being able to pop out, take a good shot at them. But there's just so many of them at the moment. There's just an unrelenting fireball flying at you every moment. Luckily we have plenty of health, good armour. This armour does not have fire protection enchants, which, as you can imagine, in a situation like this, fire protection could be quite useful. I think once we get our netherwart all settled and set up, we may have to have a look at formulating some fire potions. This is just getting a little bit ridiculous now. We're going to be running short on arrows eventually, but we are getting through. Just have to be careful of the skeletons as well. They're less of a threat than the blazes, but not to be taken too lightly. I think sometimes it's just a case of just having to get through and get it done. Always staying on the move. Trying to make sure we don't run into anything too nasty. We're nearly through them all. So he comes down here. And one last skeleton. For now. There will be more, they will be back. Let's deal with our food and health situation. Let's get all this XP up. Make sure we get all the loot that's available. We've got more skeletons again. upset our little piglin. Looks like the arrow from the skeleton bounced off our shield and hit the piglin. Luckily, the other one doesn't seem to have noticed this infraction, and so is leaving us alone. And he can fall to his fiery doom down there. Now, I've had enough of blazes for one session, so I think we shall just leave him be. Oh, apparently they are not finished with me for this session. There is our timer up, and we're right near our exit, so I think that is a perfect time to wrap this episode up. I hope you enjoyed having a look around the Nether Fortress, dealing with the various special denizens that live within it, finding some of the sort of special treasures that are available. So thank you again. So please leave a like, comment, subscribe, spread the word. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. I'm not quite sure what the next episode will be, so it'll be as much of a surprise to you as it is to me. So I look forward to that. Thank you, and I shall see you later. Bye bye.